Alright, let's be real. Your account is a sea of red. That one trade you were so sure about just took a nosedive, and now you have that familiar sick knot in your stomach. Your brain is screaming, get out now, or even worse, go big and win it all back. This right here is the make or break moment where most traders fall apart. But what if that moment of panic, that drawdown, wasn't actually a threat? What if it was an opportunity to build the discipline of a pro trader? In this video, I'm giving you a 5-step emotional toolkit to turn that panic into a test of character that you're going to pass. 1. Reduce your position size immediately. The first, and maybe the most powerful, way to get back in control during a drawdown is to cut your position size. This isn't weakness, it's a strategic move to protect your most valuable asset, your mind. When you're losing money, your brain gets flooded with the stress hormone cortisol. Studies have shown that cortisol can push traders to take bigger and more dangerous risks. Your own biology starts working against you, making you prone to emotional mistakes like revenge trading, where you ditch your strategy for one impulsive, oversized trade to win back what you lost. That's a one-way ticket to blowing up your account. By cutting your position size, you do something huge. You lower the emotional stakes. If you normally risk 2% of your account, cut it to 1% or even 0.5%. A good rule to live by is the sleep test. If your position is making you anxious and keeping you up at night, it's too big. Cut it in half. Think of a trader, Alex. He's down 8% on his account and can feel the pressure mounting. Every tick against him feels personal. He spots a perfect A-plus setup, but he's so rattled he can't pull the trigger. Then he remembers this rule, cuts his size in half, and takes the trade. It ends up being a small winner, but the profit wasn't the point. It was the feeling of being in control again. He didn't have that gut-wrenching fear. By reducing his size, he made the psychological win more important than the financial one, which let him trade his plan, not his fear. 2. Step away from the screens. The second way to stay calm sounds crazy in a moment of panic, but it works. Physically step away from the charts. When you're in a drawdown, staring at the screen and watching every pip move against you is like pouring gasoline on an emotional fire. You get trapped in a stress-anxiety loop. Trading is mentally exhausting, and staring at charts leads to decision fatigue. That fatigue cranks up your emotions, making you way more likely to overtrade or close a good position just to stop the pain. The best traders know that sometimes the most profitable move is to do nothing at all. I want you to make a hard rule for yourself. If you take 2 or 3 losses in a row or hit a set daily loss limit, you are done for the day. No ifs, ands, or buts. Shut down your platform, get up, and go for a walk. Get some fresh air. Do something that has absolutely nothing to do with trading. This isn't avoiding the problem. It's breaking the emotional cycle so you can come back with a clear head. Let me tell you about another trader, Maria. She was in her first big drawdown and found herself glued to her screen for hours, heart pounding. She felt this overwhelming need to find one perfect trade to fix everything, but then she remembered her mentor's advice. After her third loss of the day, she set a 30-minute timer and walked away from her desk. She went for a run, focusing only on her breathing. When she got back, that frantic urge to force a trade was gone. She had clarity and realized her last few trades were born from impatience, not her strategy. Stepping away didn't just save her from more losses that day, it taught her a discipline that has protected her account for years. 3. Review your historical data to prove your edge works. During a losing streak, it's easy to get hit with recency bias. Your last few trades were losers, so your brain starts screaming that your strategy is broken and you'll never win again. This feeling of hopelessness can make you ditch a perfectly good strategy right before it's about to hit a winning streak. The only way to fight that feeling is with cold, hard data. Your trading journal and backtesting results are your proof that your strategy actually has an edge. They are the objective evidence that drawdowns are a normal, unavoidable part of trading. Even the best systems have losing streaks. Go back and look at your last 100 trades. Don't just glance at the P and L, look at the real numbers. What was your longest losing streak? What was your average drawdown? Look at your equity curve. I guarantee you'll see peaks and valleys. You've come back from the valleys before and you'll do it again. Think about a trader named Ben. He was on his 7th straight loss and was totally convinced his strategy just stopped working. He was about to jump to some new system he saw on a forum, but first, he forced himself to open his trade journal. He looked at all his A-plus setups over the past year and saw something incredible. His longest ever losing streak was 9 trades, but right after that ninth loss, his strategy went on a run of 12 straight wins. That data was a lifeline. It restored his confidence, not in his feelings, but in his proven strategy. He took the 8th and ninth loss without flinching because his data told him it was normal, and just like his stats predicted, the next trade was a winner and his recovery began. 4. Focus on process wins instead of P&L. This next one is a huge mindset shift that separates the pros from the amateurs. During a drawdown, you have to stop looking at your profit and loss and focus only on your process. Your P&L is just an outcome. You can't control it, but your actions, your process are 100% in your control. So what's a process win? It's executing your trading plan perfectly, whether the trade made money or lost money. Did you follow your entry rules? Was your stop loss placed correctly? Did you manage the trade according to your plan? If you can say yes to all of that, you just had a process win, and that's what you should celebrate. When your self-worth is tied to your P&L, every loss feels like a personal failure, which just triggers more emotional decisions. But when you start rewarding yourself for disciplined execution, you build real self-trust. Here's how to do it in your trading journal. Add a section to score your execution for each trade from 1 to 10. Did you follow every single rule? That's a 10 to 10. Did you jump in early because of FOMO? Maybe that's a 5 to 10. At the end of the week, your goal isn't to be profitable. It's to have an average execution score of 8 or higher. 5. Shorten your look-back period. When you're deep in a drawdown, staring at your monthly P&L is soul-crushing. That big red number feels like a mountain you can never climb, which leads to hopelessness. Our final strategy fights this by mentally zooming in. I want you to shorten your look-back period. Forget about the month. Just focus on this week. If this week has been a train wreck, just focus on today. And if today was a disaster, just focus on this one trade. Your goal is not to erase the entire drawdown with one heroic trade. Your goal is to get one single, perfect process win. This is a form of mindfulness that keeps you grounded in the present, instead of being haunted by past losses or future fears. By shrinking your time horizon, you give yourself a clean slate. Your job is no longer to make back 10%. Your job is to execute this one trade perfectly. Imagine a trader who's down $5,000 on the month. That number is just taunting him, pressuring him to take huge risks to make it back fast. But using this technique, he tells himself, my monthly P&L is irrelevant. My only goal is to follow my plan on this next trade. He puts a sticky note on his monitor that says, just this one. He waits for his setup and executes with discipline. The trade might be a small win or a small loss. It doesn't matter. He got a micro goal accomplished and started rebuilding his confidence from scratch. You get out of a hole one disciplined step at a time. So there you have it, a 5-step toolkit to not just survive a drawdown, but to come out stronger. 1. Cut your position size to lower the emotional heat. 2. Step away from the screens to break the stress cycle. 3. Review your data to prove your strategy works. 4. Focus on process wins to rebuild self-trust. And 5. Shorten your look-back period to focus only on the trade in front of you. Drawdowns are never comfortable, but they're the fire where great traders are made. They aren't a reflection of your worth, but a test of your discipline. Every pro has been through them. The difference is they have a plan to manage their emotions when it happens. They know that managing discomfort is just as critical as managing risk. The next time your account is flashing red, don't see it as a catastrophe. See it as your training ground. Pull out this toolkit, follow these steps, and prove to yourself you have what it takes to trade another day. Which of these steps hit home for you the most? Let me know in the comments. Sharing what works is how we all grow as a community. Keep fighting the good fight, and I'll see you in the next video.